Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is David Hanlin, aka the Laptop Legend, and today I'm going to be sharing the best stocks to be watching for tomorrow. What do you think about that, huh? Anyways, guys, yeah, I'm going to be talking about the best stocks to be watching for tomorrow. We got a lot of really good ones that are spiking up in after hours, like always, and we had some crazy stocks that were running today. I think they can have some continuation tomorrow. Also, TSNP is finally back in play, baby. It feels good to have it back. It's been, just pretty much doing nothing for the last, I don't even know, couple of weeks, and finally, it's back in play, doing what I expected, starting to trend upwards before the earnings call, so I'm very excited to see what's going to be coming. Made some money on that today. That was actually my best play today, and we just been having a lot of fun in the Discord, man, so if you haven't checked it out yet, definitely go do that. We had someone today who had cojones de hierro, and if you don't know what that means, look it up in Google Translate. But basically, he accidentally took a 100,000 share position in the wrong stock, took a $12,000 loss, and then took that money and put it in the correct stock, bought 175,000 shares, and I think he closed out 15,000 in profit and is up another 8 or 9,000 unrealized right now. So props to him for doing that, man. Congrats. And if you guys want to take part in this crazy action, definitely go check out the Discord down below. So I'm going to dive into my computer now and explain to you guys what I think you should be watching for tomorrow. And yeah, I'm excited because another green day. I'm just, glad to be back in the markets. All right, guys, so I'm here at my laptop, and this right here is the play of the day. This is the one that he made that crazy trade on, BIOL. And I mean, it's just, it was trending up all day long, spiked right into after hours, and then just continued on up, broke through that high of day right there. And I mean, it was a great trade, man, honestly. I made some money on this one, but really not that much. You can see here, this is today. This is what I closed in today. And no, did I make money on that? No. Oh, I think I'm about break even on this stock. Okay. Yeah, this is the one trade that for whatever reason Fidelity's tripping and it's not showing the entire trade. It's just not in there. But you can see here, I'm green on the day. Shout out to TSMP. I'll go review that trade in just a second. But I mean, this stock is on high watch for tomorrow. I think depending on what it does in pre-market, it can be very interesting. So you definitely want to keep it on your radar. The news for this one came out this morning, and they had some, dental news, laser stuff, and then they had another press release announced here. I don't know if that was a different one or just more trying to pump the stock up, but I mean, they released that right here, I think, before it broke through $1, so they were really trying to get some extra action on this. I'm not sure how I feel about that, because typically when stocks do that, like on purpose, kind of trying to pump it up, it's because they want to release an offering at a better price, so I'm not sure, again, how I feel about that, but we'll see what this does, man. I'm very excited to see what this one does tomorrow. NTRX is a little higher price stock, but you can see it kind of spiked up, not on a ton of volume, but definitely on the watch. If you go to the 1 year, I mean, there's a decent amount of overhead resistance, so I'm not super interested in this one. But I mean, if it's making moves from 12 all the way up to 19, I figure some of you guys would probably be interested in it if you have a little bigger account and you can mess with that. So definitely keep that on your watch list. NAK, this one was absolutely popping off in after hours. Just started spiking up, man. You can see here. Yes, I mean, it was some Alaska government pebble mine appeal. I mean, this is a mining company, and I guess there was some good news for it, so it spiked up after hours again. I normally don't trade too much of the news. I care more about the charts, so we'll see what this does. If you go look at the 1 year resistance, I mean, it's kind of an ugly chart. Look at all that selling in one day. I mean, we'll have to see what it does. I mean, we really have to see what it does. There's probably going to be some resistance in this area if it ever makes it up that high. So might not be able to run a ton, but, we'll see, man. I'm definitely excited to see what this one can do. BIOL definitely on the watch list still. FARM, this one I'm keeping an eye on. It needs more volume to really pick up, though. Also, sorry if you can hear my computer. It sounds like a dying vacuum. But, yeah, this one's spiking up a little bit, but nothing too exciting. So just have to see how it reacts in pre-market. Again, a lot of the stocks that we're watching only show up in pre-market because they don't do anything until the morning news is released. So you can't always know the day before what stocks are going to be moving, but a lot of stocks have continuation. EXFO, this one spiked up, but then didn't really do too much. Not a ton of volume, so really not that high on the priority for the watch list. ENG, this one was nice. It was able to break out through that high, and I'm excited to see what this one can do. This one had a decent amount of volume, 36 million, and I mean, if you go here, I mean, it's like at year highs, so definitely a good sign in my opinion. If you go to max, it is obviously running into some resistance, so just be aware of that.
always go look at the max chart. But I mean, this is from, you know, over 10 years ago, so I don't really expect this to be too much in place. I mean, it's pretty much running into this resistance right here is pretty much it. So just be aware of that. But definitely have this one on your watch list. Could continue moving tomorrow. ZOM, that might not be on that watch list there, but this one was crazy today, man. This one ran all the way up here and bounced off of, I want to get the exact thing right. Bounced off of 148, so it couldn't break that $1.50 mark, and then kind of rejected off that. It was consolidating so heavy all day long. Look at this, man. This was honestly a pretty beautiful chart. If you look at this, I mean, it was just boom, 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 boom. Just like a ball bouncing back and forth. But once it broke out through that consolidation, it tried to test highs again and kind of failed and then sold off after that. Would have been a good dip buy down here. I'm not sure if I dip bought that. I can't remember. I may have actually dip bought that. That may be where that came from. I'm not sure. I think I might have also bought one of these breakouts. So you just have to trade carefully on this one. It doesn't move that fast, though, which is weird. It's like choppy, and there's a lot of movement, but most of it just came in after hours when it was actually able to, you know, break through that $1 mark. Because if you remember, I talked about this yesterday, talking about how this thing closed, you know, near these highs, and we wanted to know if it can break out over $1 because it couldn't do it yesterday. It couldn't do it, and then after hours it tanked down, but that was a nice dip buy. And then after that, man, I mean, it just went all the way up there. So you could have doubled your money after that dip buy there. Pretty impressive. But definitely watching this one. I kind of expect this run to be over, personally. We could see a first red day tomorrow, which is a short's dream, so be aware of that. Don't be holding and hoping on this one, but definitely think it could continue to run, potentially. Just have to watch, wait and see what happens. If you have a better entry, you know, you might be able to wait a little bit longer. CPSH, this one was kind of crazy. Chart looks weird, you can't really tell what's going on here, but if I zoom in a little bit, you can see here, this was it, you know, not doing anything, and then I think there was some news release or someone talked about making a video for it. I don't know if it was a big YouTuber or what, but this one spiked up and then got halted going up. And normally it's a volatility halt, so it lasts 5-10 minutes, but this halt lasted, I think, over an hour. Yeah, so you can see here, it lasted from 2:08 to 3:48, so it lasted an hour and 40 minutes. It gapped up like almost 100%. You know, it closed at 388 and gapped up to 760. Immediately, everyone who was in before that halt took their profits, so they just all sold, and it went into another down halt. So halted for an hour after halting to the upside, and then gapped up a ton, came back down, and was halted to the downside. And then after that, you know, in after hours, I tried to get in this. I had some orders that I didn't get filled on. I'm very mad because this thing spiked up all the way up to 991. That would have been beautiful, and then just kind of faded off after that. So definitely interested to see what's going to happen on this one. I think, you know, I'm pretty sure it's an electric vehicle company or something to do with that. Again, I really just trade the charts, so I don't care too much. But I think if you want to go look at some of those other videos that are coming out about this, some people think that the company has potential, and when people think that a company has potential, the stock spikes, even if the company doesn't have potential. So definitely be on the lookout for this one. It's a low float. I believe it's like 8 million float, so anything under 10 million is very volatile, so be watching out for that. I mean, look at this chart. Where's the overhead resistance on that? Really none. So I mean, maybe here the highest it's ever been is 12. I guess that's what it IPO'd at back in 1988. So I mean, let's be real, no one's holding this stock from 1988, so I don't expect that to be really in place. I mean, it's pretty much at all-time highs right now for all intents and purposes, so definitely be watching this one tomorrow. It could definitely continue to spike and break out past this level, and then who knows what happens, so especially if that video comes out, so just be waiting for that. ARIR, this one spiked hard after hours and completely faded off. I tried to dip buy here because normally when there's a ton of red candles in a row, you get a nice dip buy, but I'm finding that in after hours sometimes it just spikes up immediately and then just fades off. So have to be careful of dip buying in after hours because there's less buyers available to dip buy just because it's after hours. You can see obviously the volume is less after hours, so just might not work. And I cut my losses on this one at like 150, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with this one. NAKD, this was a decent dip buy after hours. I got in on this dip here. But I think I ended up getting out when it failed a little bit too early, and then, you know, could have sold for decent profit, but my entry wasn't super great, so that's probably why. If I had a better entry, I probably wouldn't have had to sell this. So just make sure you get your good entries on dip buys. It's okay to be taken out on the bid if you're getting a better entry. Just be ready to cut quickly. You know, it's something you kind of sacrifice because either you're getting in on the bid or you're waiting for the stock to turn and you're getting it on the ask. And when there's a big spread like this, like a 1 cent spread, that can be a huge difference because, you know, that's 2% right there. So if you're going in with a $1,000 position, that's a $20 gain just because you got in on the bid versus the ask. So just be aware of that. It's hard to time the bottom correctly if you're getting in on the bid, but you get a better entry. So if it's, you know, not dipping as much, maybe try to get in on the bid. But if it's already turning and you want to chase, you're going to have to get on the ask because, again, once it starts flipping, no one is getting in, no one is selling on the bid because they can sell on the ask, if that makes sense. So just be aware of that when you're getting in on those dip buys. Okay, I do have ZOM here. PLNHF, this one was weird, man. It closed right near those all-time highs. In after hours, on like no volume at all, it printed above 640, but then it gapped down, and I guess there was a panic. This thing had a big nasty spread at open, and then just kind of consolidated the rest of the day, man. So I'm not sure what's going on with this. Apparently, maybe it's the... Oh, I guess okay, that makes sense. Okay, so yeah, there's a public offering to help raise money for this company, which I feel like there's not an issue with that. I personally believe long-term in this company, and I think, you know, an offering is a good thing. Gives them more money to open more locations in other states, not just in Nevada, not just in California, in the Santa Ana location. So, you know, I'm okay with that, but might not want to hold through that $50 million public offering. So just be aware of that. That's coming up. I think it's February 9th or somewhere around there. Do your research on that, but just a factor to be aware of. TSMP, baby. This is my favorite stock of all time. I think I've made the most money on this stock of any stock in existence. And it's so nice, man. It's so nice. So I got in. I missed this nice pop-up here. If you look at support and resistance levels, man, it's beautiful. You can always tell where the best entries are on this bad boy. 1740 was a good entry because it could not break over that level. Could not break over that level for the longest. And then when it did, it went on a quick rip all the way up to 18. And then couldn't break that level, so you could have sold there. And then it came back down, and then it went back up, and I actually ended up getting in here. Here's where I got in. I got in right at the break of 18, and I'm used to trading with smaller size because I'm trading stocks that I don't know as well as TSMP, so I have been taking smaller positions just in case I take a big loss. And in this case, I should have taken a larger position, so I only bought 5,000 shares right here, and I ended up selling... unfortunately, on this red candle right here. I was trying to get executed here, but I didn't get executed on the ask, and then I ended up chasing a little bit and into the sell-off, and then it bounced a little bit, so I could have probably sold here, but I ended up selling in this red candle right before it tanked all the way back down. Then I bought back in a little bit in here. Right in here after this dip, but there were some big hidden sellers on this, like always, big hidden sellers, so you just have to be aware of how to read those, and I got back out. And then I was watching other stocks, so I missed this little rip and missed that run up. But I mean, it went right up into close, man. This closed right near those highs. Come on, man. Let me zoom in on this whole thing. Come on now. Come on. All right, Fidelity's just playing with me now. Seriously? There we go. All right, we got it. So yeah, you can see it closed right near these highs. I expect really good things from this stock coming up because, again, we have that investor call that I'm going to be talking about, doing the summary of on January 22nd. If we look at the one-year chart, man, it's looking really good. We had this nice consolidation right in this level. Was not able to break really under this 14 level. All right, I'll just put it there. You can see it bounced off that level, consolidated a lot, and now it's ripping back up. So we get back over 20 tomorrow or in the next couple of days. I think things are looking really golden. I could easily see it getting up into this 26, 28, 30 area maybe before the investor call. I personally, if I had to guess, unless there's some crazy good news releasing the investor call, I personally expect it to trend upward until the investor call, and then after it to drop down a little bit again. But I think they're probably going to be changing the ticker very, very soon. It's Q1. They've already been working on it, so it's probably going to be HMBL very soon, and be ready for that. Not sure what effect that's going to have on the stock price. Honestly, I'm very intrigued to find out because I've never traded a ticker and then had the ticker change on me before. I've never been this invested in a stock before, so I'm just very interested to see what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm very excited in general for the market tomorrow. Hope this continues to do well because this is continually my best play. I don't know why I'm so good at predicting TSNP price movements. I don't know why it's so easy for me to read. Maybe I'm jinxing that. Probably going to take a huge L on this tomorrow, but that's Murphy's Law. So anyways, again, guys, keep your eye on all these stocks. Keep your eye on all the stocks that are moving in pre-market, and hop down the Discord if you haven't already, because we'll be talking about them there. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. In the next video, I'll probably make another one. And yeah, until then, you know the drill. Let's grow better together.
Tu boca si te despiertas, mi tiempo también es tuyo porque me inspiras. Solo quiero que seas la única que así me mira.